The 1930s were an amazing time, but there was no organized church. Until 1939, a young pastor came in and to establish a church. His name was Herb Hepner, and from there on it just grew and developed into a thriving church, and it was under the auspices of the Christian and Missionary Alliance. There was no basement under that church, so they jacked it up and dug a basement under it, and then put a proper foundation and basement under. And that happened in 1942, and I well remember that because my dad was very involved and very concerned that the thing may cave in because we had a rainstorm at the same time, but it turned out very well. They asked me to sort of head up the building, organizing workers and volunteers to come in. It was an exciting time. And then, of course, the big thing was, it was a liquor store. And I had to go and get more paint in Edmonton. Paint ran out. And what are you doing with all that paint? Oh, he said, we bought the liquor store. And from one spirit to another. Some of these pastors that came to us had no previous experience in a church. And it was amazing how they developed here and really produced some of the highlights of the church. And why? Well, they were absolutely dependent on the Holy Spirit to guide and direct them. They didn't have any other things to lean on. You know what? I worked with 14 different pastors over the years. 14. And it's been interesting that we stuck to the church here. There were times when we too, Bernice and I, were discouraged and down. But we made up our mind that we're going to stick to it. And are we thankful? Absolutely. It's been the best thing for us that we were able to stick with the church, stay with the church. And I'm so glad that God has not changed. He's been God of the mountains, God of the valleys, God of the hard times, the difficult times, and He brought us through. And it's a joy that to look back and say, God has been faithful, and we've tried to be faithful to what God has committed to our trust.